Hi, I'm Zinnia, and I've tried to film this video maybe 3 or 4 times now, and I keep getting interrupted. So I've come up here to my mom's dressing room closet thing that used to be the smallest bedroom, but now they're empty nesters. And she has a shrine to her clothes. So I've hidden away here in the hopes that nobody will bother me as I try to film this video that I want to post before the end of July because it's the mid-year writer freakout tag. I saw it on Tanya Chacon's channel and she got it from Curious Cat, which is how I now know about Curious Cat. It's basically just a check-in and talking about the goals I've accomplished so far this year and what I want to do in the rest of the year. And yeah, I've been doing a lot and I have a lot on my mind that I want to share with all of you, and I'm excited to talk about it. So let's dive right in. And also, I apologize for the kind of ghostly or ethereal lighting. It is not a choice, it is just what's happening right now. So, anyway, the first question: did you set any goals at the beginning of the year? What were they? Are you on track? Yes. So, my goals from the beginning of the year were to query the first manuscript that I wrote, query at least 50 agents. And I did. I queried more than 50 agents. And I was hoping it wasn't necessarily a goal because it's not something I could influence, but I was hoping to get some responses. And I did get a few full requests, and they were all no's. But that was still really great. Like, I feel like I nailed the first goal. My goal was not to get an agent. My goal was just to query and have the experience. And so I can check that one off the list. My second goal was to finish the first draft of my second manuscript. Really, no. My other goal was unreasonable, and it was to write and complete a second book and start querying it by the end of the year, which I'm amending that goal because I don't want to do that. That's a mistake that I was making the first time around. I want to I want to finish this first draft of the second manuscript, set it aside, work on the third manuscript that's a totally different concept, and then come back and do some editing. And maybe by the end of the year, be in like draft two or draft three of the second manuscript, not querying. So, yeah. And also, a goal that I had a little bit later in spring was to start an AuthorTube channel, and here I am. So I've done that. So yeah, I've been really on top of my goals so far at the beginning of this year, and yeah, it's exciting. And I'm glad to be able to share that with you, and I hope that that gives you a little bit of push to work on your own goals. Number two, what are you currently working on, and how much writing have you done so far this year? So my current project is a Southern Gothic dystopian novel, and it's really I struggle to really nail down exactly how to describe it, but I tell people that it's a little bit in the vein or flavor of Handmaid's Tale, but not exactly like that, not quite like that. It's really like what would happen if it's speculative in the sense of what would happen if the Heritage Foundation managed to push through all of their 20 Project 2025 like draconian monstrosity laws and like remake the face of America into this like terrifying place where women are just like meat and mothers and bodies for incubating babies. And like, and this book is like what would happen if what would be happening in 2061 if that was really what was happening. And honestly, terrifyingly, we're moving so far that direction right now that yeah, the book is terrifying because it's too close to reality. And it's supposed to be speculative, and it's more like and it's every day it feels less speculative. But that's like not really what this video is about, but that's what my book's about. So buckle up. If you don't like that, maybe this is not the channel for you. Yeah, so that's where I am with writing, and the so far I've got like 73,000 words written. So I feel like I need 10 to 12,000 more to really finish out Act 3 and close off this draft, but yeah. So I've done a lot of writing so far this year. And also, I did some work on my first manuscript and added some word count. So I don't know my total word count, but less than 100,000. Question 3. Have you reached any milestones so far this year? I would say, yeah, a ton of milestones. Like everything I just mentioned was kind of a milestone for me. Like starting the AuthorTube channel, querying my first manuscript, um, really getting going with my second manuscript. I feel like that kind of is cementing me as like a writer. And yeah, I feel like, yeah, this has been a great year for my creativity. Um, like more, I've been more creative this year than I have in any recent year. So that's been great for me. Question 4. What does your writing routine look like right now? And how has it changed since the beginning of the year or previous years? Are you happy with it? How would you like it to be different? Oh, right. So I'm still on my parents' farm currently. So my writing routine looks like the middle of the night, scaring myself as the house like groans and settles around me. It's like more than 100-year-old house, and it just makes all these terrifying noises. And I'm already writing like kind of some scenes where people are like running away from things or like a lot of action heavy scenes, and there'll be like a popping sound from like a door frame settling, and I feel like someone's coming to get me. So that's like frightening. But I also can sometimes snatch some time in the middle of the day, like write with people all around me and the dog and people running through the kitchen, but sometimes I can get some writing done that way in the middle of the day. But when I get back to Vietnam, I'm going to be changing my writing routine a lot and telling you about it. Because I've got some shakeups happening in my professional life, and it's really going to have an impact on my time for creativity. I'm going to have more of it, but we'll get to that later. And yeah, I have a little head popping up here because somebody is bothering me. Question 5. Have you encountered any good resources about writing? And yeah, a ton. I feel like I am holding a baby right now, so you won't see her, but she's squiggling all over the place. There's a foot. Oh my gosh, there's a foot. Okay. Um so the resources that I feel like I have been the most go-to for me in the last couple of months are definitely BookFox, because he makes prescriptive kind of advice videos sometimes, or he talks a lot about craft, but in a way that I feel like isn't very preachy, and he gives tons of really great examples, and every video that he posts I feel like has some kind of value for me. So I would say he's a good one. And also I've been watching a lot of Carl Duncan because he's just funny, and sometimes he kind of gives advice, but I feel like most of his videos are sort of in the pep talk vein. And I really dig that. And I like putting on his videos and listening to them while I'm like cooking breakfast or doing something for the family. So, yeah, I would say those two. There are tons more, of course, but if I have to just pick a couple, I would say BookFox and Carl Duncan are my go-tos these days. Okay, I got her handed off, so I maybe have a few minutes to finish this up. Um, Question 6. If you write with a playlist, what are your current go-to songs to get into writing mode? I'm one of those people that I cannot write with music with words. Like it interferes with my like internal voice. So when I'm actually writing, I use just a lot of background noise from random YouTube searches, or I use music that's intended for creators for like YouTube or documentaries from Upbeat, which is where I get all the music for this channel. And they have curated lists that is like a vibe, like creepy or bright, or and so I'll put that on in the background and listen to that kind of low volume while I'm actually writing. But in terms of like the voice that I lean on for the vibe of this book, for the feeling of this book, right now it's definitely Nina Simone. And Nina Simone has been with me for a long time. Like I've always loved her, but particularly for this book, her greatest hits are just like filling me up. And I would say there are some Nina Simone songs that really there are some Nina Simone songs that really connect with my female protagonist, but there are other songs that sound like my female antagonist. So, and that's kind of put me in this headspace of like, are my protagonists and antagonists like even more deeply linked than I already realized? Or is Nina Simone just so incredibly tonally diverse? I listen to her greatest hits probably every day. Number 7, toughest moment related to your writing so far this year. Honestly, writing is such a bright spot in my life that it's hard to pick out like a bad moment. But I would say maybe it's like when I had a full request out for months and then it came back as a form rejection with kind of nothing to go on. Like that wasn't, I didn't cry. Like I wasn't like devastated or beaten up really. I just was like, eh. It was kind of more of a flat moment, I guess you could say. But yeah, number 8, best memory related to your writing so far this year. This one is tricky, but I would maybe have to say sharing my writing with my critique partner and kind of seeing her reactions, meeting with her every week. I miss her. I can't wait to get back to Vietnam and hang out with her again. But like she gasses me up and she really has such a great reaction to my writing, and that has been, yeah, really kind of a golden cherished thing. And if you're watching, hi. Number 9, something important that you've learned or advice for your future self. This one is so easy to answer because it's editing. Editing is so important and it's something that I don't really love to do, and I need to focus more on going through more iterations of drafts, giving the book more time to rest, putting it through more beta readers, just more, 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 more. Everything after the drafting process needs to be more. That's my advice to myself and to everyone else is like editing might be more important than actually drafting. I'm not the first person to say that, but I've come to the realization, as much as I didn't want it to be true, it's true. Okay. Number 10, what would you like to accomplish with your writing during the second half of the year? Okay, so big things, lots of things. So I want to finish the draft that I'm currently working on. I want to draft the third manuscript. I want to do some editing on the second manuscript. And also, I was thinking about it, and it's like I'm so novel focused, and I feel like a lot of writers maybe are novel focused, or at least those who are on AuthorTube. So I want to explore a little bit more into the short story, flash fiction, even poetry. I want to do some tests. I want to try that out. And my critique partner enters short story contests a lot. So I was thinking about doing that and kind of using it as like a break, maybe in between drafts or in between chapters, even of just sitting down and writing something different. And I have kind of a little idea for a writing challenge in mind. I'll make a video to share that later. And I'm hoping that some other author tubers or people who found this channel so far would be interested in trying it out. It's nothing too taxing. It's just a little fun thing, a little fun challenge to do. And yeah, I'll share that with all of you probably soon, maybe in August. We'll see. But yeah, so I have tons of ideas for what I want to do here on this AuthorTube channel. And basically, yeah, my career is kind of topsy-turvy in the moment. I'm going to be making an upcoming video about that also. But it's kind of welcome that there are some shakeups and changes because I want more creative space in my life, and I feel like the universe is delivering. Yeah, basically, I have tons and tons of goals for the rest of the year, and it I might get to all of them, I might not, but I have a very positive outlook for it. 2025 so far has been fantastic for me, and I'm hoping that I can just keep this good momentum going into the second half of the year. And lastly, I'm supposed to tag other writers. And I need to find out and see who I'm aware of who hasn't done a mid-year goal check-in and tag them. But I'm off the top of my head, I feel like Zilla Writes hasn't done one yet. I consume a lot of her content because she's entertaining, first off, and she just feels like a kindred spirit for me. She loves creepy crawly stuff. I think she has a farmhouse life. Like I get a lot out of her content. So I'm probably going to tag Zilla Writes, and maybe some other people. I'll pop them up on the screen here if I do, and then also, of course, down in the description. But yeah, okay, so I finally managed to do it. There was one brief interruption, but I managed to push through, and I'm really glad that I've been able to share positive vibes from my year with you. Hopefully, you're also making a lot of progress on your goals. And if you're not, it's really not that serious. It's going to be okay. We're only halfway through the year. You still have a lot of time to work on things, and there's always next year. Like, that sounds really passive aggressive, but I mean it in the best possible way, that like we have time. We have time, and focus on the stuff that's like critical in your life, the most important stuff. But then, try and carve out some writing space. If it's good for your soul, then you should do it. But okay, I'm going to go and take care of some people and make lunch and do all of the things I'm supposed to be doing. But I'm hoping that my next video, I keep saying this, but I'm hoping that my next video is actually the one where I finish my manuscript. We will find out. We will know soon. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye.